This is the Ethereum 1 month overview reading for the month of September 2023. It's currently July 15th, 2023, 6:32 p.m. Eastern Time. Ethereum at the time of this reading is currently $1,930.29. That's USD. And the shuffle file that we're about to play for the Ethereum reading was created on July 4th, 2023 at 7:02 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the month of September, we have a decline through multiple support levels, overall decline. It is crossed with some moments where we have rally along a diagonal trend line breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a second resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. Behavior around the highest high, we have a U-shaped dip that forms near the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. And what you'll see in a lot of cases is two peaks with a trough in between, or two peaks with a valley in between, two highs with a valley in between. When you see that, not always, sometimes it's a U-shaped dip right at the top. Behavior around the lowest low, we have three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level. So we'll cross to the upside, to the downside, and then back to the upside. So that usually means that you'll see like two lows. Before we go any further, let's take a look at our June reading and see how we did. I think we nailed the June reading. So we have highest highs here on the 1st and the 3rd. It looks like we had a highest high here on the 1st, so we nailed that pretty well. A prominent low on the 5th, 6th, but a lowest low here on the 15th, and it looks like we were off by one day there. We have the 16th as the lowest low, so off by just one day, followed by a rally almost back to the highs, but not quite to the highs. That's a pretty solid reading. So if you opened up a short position here on the 1st or on the 3rd and held that short position until the 15th, you would have made quite a lot of money there. And then you could have held a long position from the 15th until the 19th to the 20th or to the 21st, 22nd. So you would have made some money on that trade as well. All in all, pretty solid, and considering that the June reading was created on May 5th, 2023 at 11:34 p.m. Eastern Time, that's saying something about SO meta-analysis, my friends. Alright, so the day-by-day chart behavior. On the 1st, we have a period of volatility and a fast sudden move higher marking the end of a period of volatility. There'll likely be two local highs and one local low there on the 1st. What I mean by a local high and a local low is on a one-day chart, you should see two peaks and a trough, two local highs and a local low. On the 2nd, we have a prominent move higher followed by a full retracement of that move back down shortly thereafter, and it creates like a triangular kind of shape on a chart. There is a correlation there in orange to notable decline through multiple support levels, and we come into a prominent trough for the month here on the 3rd in the midst of a period of volatility, and there's a sharp drop in that period of volatility. On the 4th, we have a notable decline to another prominent trough, followed by a move higher to key resistance to a peak or crest early in the day on the 5th. Where we had three pokes through the same price level and then a sharp drop off of that third poke, taking us to a trough on the cusp of the 5th, 6th. On the 6th, we have an important price level on a 1 year kind of scale. There's an important price level highlighted around the 6th or the 7th. Unexpected move higher on the 7th usually starts out of a decline, but not always. It'll just be an unexpected move higher that'll sit down on a multi-day scale. Most likely location of a highest high there on the 7th or the 8th. On the 8th, we have a crest that we sell off from down to and through support. We do a U-shaped reversal below support, come back and reuse that as support, and then on the 9th, out of a trough, there's a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time, takes us to a peak or crest on the cusp of the 9th, 10th that we sell off from pretty notably there. Either that or there's like a whipsaw kind of action. We sell off into the middle part of the 10th where we have a trough and then another move to the upside to a peak or crest there on the 10th, 11th. On the 11th, I'm picking up on a significant amount of price change to the downside, and not just Ethereum. I also saw it in Dogecoin. My sense is that I'll likely see it in quite a few of the other crypto readings that I do for September. So look out for a significant amount of price change there from the early morning on the 11th or the cusp of the 10th, 11th. There'll be a peak or a crest down to a trough that takes place later in the day. It looks like it's just a significant amount of price change to the downside there on the 11th after meeting a key resistance level. Quite a bit of trade opportunities I left out. If you're interested in the best trades that we see for the month, as well as what to look for as far as chart behavior for entry points into those trades and exit points out of those trades, we're not right all the time, but we're right a lot of the time. So if you trade responsibly, you should have a significant edge. If you're interested in that information, that's in the paid version. Do the right thing. If you plan to utilize this information regularly for the Ethereum readings on a monthly basis, best way to support the channel is to go to our services, SO Meta Posts on our website, Terra terrorfortraders.com. Scroll down to monthly subscriptions, click here to order, and subscribe to the Ethereum subscription. If you're interested in the paid information for multiple tickers or crypto that you see here, highly recommend getting this subscription here for $250. That gives you access to all of the paid version for all of these tickers, symbols, and some that aren't subscriptions. We just have like one-offs sometimes that you can only get through this. It's about 3 to 8 minutes at the end of the video where we'll talk about trades on a multi-year and on a multi-month scale as well. On the 11th, a whipsaw action from a peak or crest early in the day or on the cusp of the 9th, 10th, down to a trough midday on the 10th, back to a peak or crest on the 11th, and then a lot of price change to the downside there on the 11th. There is possibility of another highest high around the 9th or the 10th, 11th, but it's less likely than there on the 7th, 8th. On the 12th, we have an important resistance level that's highlighted, and we flatten out around that resistance level. That flatness turns into sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears inflow and outflow on the 13th, and a day trade opportunity there we'll talk about in the paid version. On the 14th, we have a notable move to the upside, at least a temporary breakout on a multi-day scale. An important trade opportunity towards the end of the day there, a significant move on a multi-day scale on the 15th. That fool card is usually an unexpected opportunity, an improbable move. It looks like a significant move to the downside. So after that breakout to the upside on the 14th, we have a big move to the downside on the 15th, and a notable either a day trade opportunity on the 15th or two swing trade opportunities. We'll talk about it in more detail in the paid version. We rally on the 16th, offering an opportunity again to open up a short position or protect against long positions. A significant trade opportunity around the cusp of the 16th, 17th. On the 17th, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. There's a prominent crest on both the 16th and the 17th, followed by a notable trough on the 18th, where we do a period of sideways rotation, and there's an important trade opportunity there as well. After that sideways rotation on the 19th, we have a big move to the upside, especially early in the day, marking a trade opportunity off of a rally into the cusp of the 19th, 20th. There's either a rally into that or a peak or crest there on the cusp of the 19th, 20th. But that rally or peak or crest, we sell off from that notably through a key support level on the 20th. Continued decline into the 21st, where we have a prominent trough. We may see a lowest low there. There's some possibility of a lowest low there. But what I'm picking up on for crypto wide, at least Dogecoin and Ethereum and probably quite a few other ones when I do the readings, there's a sharp drop there on the 20th into the 21st. On the 22nd, we have a big move higher, followed by sideways rotation on the 23rd. And that sideways rotation, we should have a lowest low around the 23rd. And a sideways rotation where we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that sideways rotation, taking us to a peak or crest on the 24th, where attempt to establish support at a higher price level. It doesn't hold. That attempt at support, it becomes resistance again on the 22nd, and we kind of flatten out on the 22nd, but there's a trade opportunity early on the 22nd. We'll talk about it in more detail in the paid version. A brief peak that's easily missed around the 25th, and a trade opportunity where we flatten out at a resistance level there around the 25th. A trough early in the day on the 26th, so we likely sell off through multiple support levels from that peak or crest on the 25th into a trough there on the 26th. Decline ends on the 27th with a fast sudden move higher. 28th, we push the upper end of a range higher. On the 29th, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. There is a cross correlation there, a correlation in orange to a notable decline through multiple supports. So we likely have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance after pushing the upper end of a range higher, and then we decline pretty notably. And then on the 30th, we have a prominent move higher, followed by a full retracement of that move back down to where the move higher started. In October, we have a notable move out of a decline from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. And when we look at the 1 year, it looks like we have a rally early on in September that turns into a decline. We have prominent troughs here in early October, so the decline likely continues into early October there. And that's Ethereum for September 2023. My friends, it's super important. If you like the channel, support the channel. We need your support in order to continue putting out content. Super important that you follow the rule of karma, and you do so here at the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we expect that people who are profiting from this information are good enough to put 5% of that profit forward towards one of these charities. Here on Make It Easy, you just click on one of these links and donate away, and then 5% of the profits should be donated back to the channel here at one of these links. If you're international, you can use the Wise app, and I think it normally costs money to open up a Wise app account, but if you use this link, you should be able to open up a free account. People have sent me money through the Wise app. It definitely works, and that's for international people, and that leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you do that, my friends, you're following the rule of karma for the channel, and the universe is going to send that back to to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. Thank you to all those of you that go ahead and follow the rule of karma, all you angel investors. We really appreciate your support. With that said, if you've got the paid version, thank you very much. We're going to get into the best trades that we see for the month of September momentarily. Stay tuned.